I think is so powerful because it is such a solution to the 7 deadly sins. And maybe you could just talk to that for a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And the acronyms are because I have a terrible memory. So it's the way I remember things very much
well,
that
they work.
way. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm always in awe when I see speakers who can go onto a TED stage and just speak. You know, I was there in the room when Brian Stevenson did his thing, and Alain de Botton, people like that, who just stand there, talk for 20 minutes with no notes whatsoever, but just an amazing brain. Well, hats off.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
So, yeah, right.
Yeah, let's cover hail. So it means to greet or acclaim enthusiastically, of course, in one sense. And the H stands for honesty. So that is simply being clear and straight in what you say. I've always been a passionate advocate of simple language, not using big words where smaller ones will do, not intentionally obfuscating, there's a big word, you know, confusing people in order to appear clever or smarter than they are. And a lot of that's about being right and being superior and so forth. So just, it's about getting the ball over the net. That's what it's about. Get your concept over the net as clearly and quick and into the listening you're speaking into. So it may be somebody who's not very sophisticated, or it may be somebody who's massively sophisticated, in which case out come the big words, because that's the world you're in with them. So H, honesty, clear and straight. And obviously, you know, not telling porcupines, not deceiving people, not dissembling. The A is authenticity. And that is simply about being yourself. You know, I've seen a lot of speakers stand on stages, including the TED stage, where they've clearly been heavily coached by somebody. Every gesture is rehearsed and nuanced. You know, there was a phase in TED where it was necessary almost to cry at some point in the TED talk. You know, I remember seeing a banker talking about international this, that, and the other, and he said it reminds me of my father, and I thought, oh no, here we go, and he did, and it was like, please, that was not necessary. Somebody coached him, a bit of emotional impact here. You know, you really connect with them, open your heart, and so forth. Well, it's manipulation and, you know, manipulative stuff like that. If it's not you, if it's not real, if it's not being generated in the moment, don't do it, really. So there's nothing wrong with rehearsing your real self. And I'm a big fan of rehearsing, hugely. I mean, I think that first TED talk, I must have done that about 25 times to my daughter, who was 8 at the time, I think. You know, that's great, because then you get to where you feel confident that you're not going to mess it up and you can jazz. That's what I love. And I'm sure you're the same, Brian. You know, you go on stage, nerves. Yes. Nerves are really important. They energize you, but not fear. Not fear that I'm going to forget what I'm doing or mess it up, because I've practiced it and I really know what I'm doing. And now I can have fun. You know, I can be John Coltrane with it. I can do a solo here. I can change that if I feel like it. You know, I can react to what the audience feel like on the day. So, that's authenticity, being yourself, truly yourself, freely yourself. The A, integrity, being your word. If you say it, it happens. If you're somebody who says things and doesn't follow them up, then your words will just evaporate like puddles in the sun. I always say it's not an effective way to be. Whereas if people know that if I say this, that's going to happen, then you have power in your speaking. And then the L, my favorite one, is love. Not romantic love, but wishing people well, basically. And knowing that when you stand on a stage and talk to people, you're giving a gift and you're taking people on a journey from where they are at the beginning to where they are at the end, leading them by the hand as their guide, trusted guide, and they will love you for it because you've given them something. But it's not about getting the love, it's about giving the gift. So hail.
And that's, we're in the environment, you have 5,000 people in a auditorium and you have this great experience and people come up, I just want to do what you do. I want to do what you do. But the truth is they want to get what they think you just received because they typically missed what you just gave.
Yeah.
And you gave a little. I always feel like I have to give a piece of myself, and until I give a piece of myself, I really haven't communicated. Now, if you're listening to this today, you might think, I don't want to be a public speaker. I don't have desire to do TED Talks and write books. But you need to communicate. We all need to communicate and build relationships. And whether you're talking to your team, whether you're talking to your customers, it's about communication. Thanks for watching. If you want more tips on how to think, feel, and do better, check out these videos too. Oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave us a like if you enjoyed the content.